In this lesson, we're going to discuss configuring containerized applications. In the pre-container world, we tended to use configuration files to configure our applications running on a server using tools like Chef or Puppet. These tools could templatize a configuration file and drop it on the server before the application launches. In the Docker world, our machine image, aka the Docker image, is pre-baked, and so we don't necessarily want to add another layer containing environment-specific configuration. This would require us to produce a separate image artifact for any environment that our container will run in. The preferred configuration mechanism for containerized applications is to pass it in at launch time in the form of standard environment variables. This does put the burden of environmental configuration on the launcher. Docker Run provides us a mechanism to easily pass environment variables into our container using the -e flag. Let's try out a simple example using the base Ubuntu image. We can start an Ubuntu container using the E flag to pass in a custom environment variable that we can simply echo. Each environment variable must be set using its own -e flag, and so you can include as many -e flags as you need. The environment variable is specified in quotes, with the name and the value delimited by an equal sign. If we run export in bash, we should see our custom environment variable in the output. As we can see, our hello environment variable has been injected in the container's environment, and the value is O'Reilly. To illustrate how you could configure a containerized application with environment variables, we can manually inject the same environment variable into the web application's container when we launch it. First, we need to start Redis. Then we need to get the IP address of our Redis container. And here's our IP address. We'll discuss Docker inspect in a later lesson. And now we can relaunch our simple web application container and pass in the environment variable that would have normally been passed using the Docker link. Docker link environment variables have more complicated names than you would likely use in the real world. But this should work, and if we open a browser to load more data into Redis, we should be able to. And so the data was successfully loaded once again into Redis, this time without using the linking functionality. Let's take a look at the web page. And there we go. Our data is now in the Redis container, this time using environment variables instead of Docker links.